In this video we're going to take a look at a few things that can be useful to be aware of when choosing which units to bring in Total War Warhammer. You'll see anti-infantry being thrown around, and it's explained quite well. Damage bonus versus superior weight used to smash through lighter enemies, blah 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 blah. So how are you supposed to know which it is? Well, one of the things, if it's a bonus on the weapon, a bonus on a projectile, an explosive radius, how do you know which units or have which bonuses? So one of the things you can take a look at is the weapon strength. It's divided by damage and armor piercing damage. So it's base damage and armor piercing damage. That's what it was called in previous Total War games. So you'll see no bonus versus infantry here, but the unit is still anti-infantry, and that means by virtue of its mass it knocks down and damages infantry units. Also the charge bonus could potentially make it anti-infantry. If we look at the Demogryph Knights here, without a halberd, they are also anti-infantry. Very high weapon strength, very high charge bonus, high mass, kill shit. Demogryphs with halberds are anti-large. Note that they are not stated as anti-infantry. They are still great. They are still exceptional against infantry. The Demogryph Knights with halberds are not... I mean, the difference between these two units in terms of killing infantry is not that great. Even though they have a smaller charge bonus and lower weapon strength there. But the bonus... Here, there's a bonus versus large of 32. Biggest bonus versus large of any non-single unit in the game, and that's the anti-large. They are still good at killing infantry, and that's one of the things that makes this unit so good. Kills infantry, kills cavalry, kills monsters, kills everything. So let's see here. Outriders with grenade launchers are said to be anti-infantry. If you look at the missile damage here, there is no bonus versus anything. They can fire while moving, but they do not have parting shots. The range is relatively short, so you will not get many shots out of this unit, and it costs 800. Whether it can't even attack air, so 800, you could have Vanguard deployment, so you could potentially put this unit very close to the enemy lines, rush forward, get a few shots off, and then run away. But then, of course, you risk getting shot to pieces by enemy ranged units. So, although this unit is said to be anti-infantry, that is just because it has splash damage on its weapon. Same thing with the siege artillery here. It has splash damage. Too bad that we can't see the explosive radius anywhere on the unit cards here. Same thing, the siege artillery anti-large, still good at killing enemy infantry. Anti-infantry on this one because it has splash damage. Armor piercing missiles. The Hellblaster volley gun doesn't say anti-infantry, which is a bit odd. It doesn't say anti-anything, but the Hellblaster volley gun is very good at killing just about everything. In single player, that is, because at 1600 it's way too expensive to bring to multiplayer battles for the most part. And the steam tank is obviously very good at killing infantry. However, doesn't say on the stat cards, and it doesn't say on the missiles that they have a bonus versus anything. Now there are some units that do have a bonus on their weapons. So halberdiers, spearmen. The spearmen with shields here, they have a bonus of 14 versus large. The spearmen with shields have a bonus of 14 versus large. The halberdiers have a bonus of 17 versus large. The greatswords, anti-infantry. Wonder why they are anti-infantry. Oh, they have a bonus versus infantry of 10. There are some units that have a bonus versus something, and it doesn't say on the stat card. So, for example, the orc Boar Boy Biggins are stated as armor piercing, bigger and harder. However, the bonus versus large of 10, which is quite good, doesn't say on the unit. It doesn't say that they have it on the unit cards. It doesn't say they are anti-large. It doesn't say they are anti-infantry. they are anti-nothing. And the Orc Big Guns also have a bonus versus 8. They are, however, not anti-large. They don't have expert charge defense or anything of the sort. The Savage Orc Big Guns also have a bonus versus large, whereas the standard boys do not have a bonus versus large. And the poor Black Orcs, no bonus versus anything. So things are a bit weird with the bonuses. The Savage Orc Boar Boys, no bonus versus anything, and the same with the Standard Orc Boar Boys. So anti-infantry for the Giant, because it doesn't really need a bonus, but it has splash damage. The Trolls are not anti-anything. Now let's have a look at the Warriors of Chaos here. I don't think, aside the great weapons, they are not anti-anything. Anti-large for the halberds, obviously they have a halberd. Bonus versus large of 16, not 17. Charge defense against large foes. Then they have the Chosen with halberds. Seems like they have bonus versus large that is slightly bigger. They have a different halberd, an 18 bonus versus large. No bonuses to be found here. Very high weapon damage, blah 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 blah. The Chaos Knights, although they have lances, anti-infantry, the lance doesn't have a bonus versus the large anymore. Let's see, yeah, the Chaos Spawn anti-infantry, but that's because they have very high weapon strength. No bonuses versus anything, but it's a pretty good anti-infantry unit. However, a lot of these units that are posed as being anti-infantry will lose to units that have some sort of bonus versus large. A Giant, Trolls, Chaos Spawn will lose to just standard infantry that doesn't have any bonus. So they can't be expected to be sent in to combat against multiple infantry units and come out on top. They will lose most of the time. So hopefully that helped a bit in picking units, mostly for multiplayer, because in single player you can use just about everything. But just consider, as a closing point, consider the way the rock paper scissors thing works. Let's say you are the Warriors of Chaos here, and you have the Chaos Spawn. Let's say you want to try something for the first time. You have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord Death on a Chaos Dragon, and then you want to bring, okay, I want to bring a lot of Chaos Spawn to be able to kill enemy infantry really quickly. And then I want to have my Chaos, let's see here. I want a bunch of Marauders. And maybe Marauders with great weapons to support a few cav fights. Yeah, sure. This is what I'm going to bring. So, then I'm bringing, to counter the Chaos, I'm bringing Empire, Balthasar, Imperial Pegasus, Witch Hunter, Accuse. Then I'm bringing 6 Spears. And I'm bringing 6 Demigryphs with Halberds, let's just say. Now every single unit, every single infantry unit here has a bonus versus the Chaos Spawn. Every single infantry unit is probably going to lose against every single infantry unit in the enemy army. However, every single infantry unit in the enemy army is going to lose to my Demigryph Knights. So, since every single unit here has a bonus versus the Chaos Spawn, the way to think about this is to tie down all of these units and then attack them in the rear. You can see a problem right away. The Demigryphs are faster than anything in this army. The Demigryphs are going to be able to charge into Chaos Marauders, pull out relatively easily, and in a blob fight the Chaos Spawn are going to go down so quickly it's not even funny, because the weapon strength of Demigryph Knights with halberds against large, it's actually 92, and they have 130 armor. So just a few odd thoughts to end the video there. But yeah, there are overall, I think, fewer bonuses versus large in this game. But the bonuses that are there are very considerable, and they come relatively cheaply. So large units are mainly countered here by spearmen. Spearmen and halberdiers are ironically mainly countered by cavalry. And units able to knock them back and down, because units able to knock them back and down, these units are not immune to impact. As you saw in another video, they do take a lot of damage. It takes only a few cycles of charges from cavalry to kill them. So the way you kill cavalry, you either shoot it, magic it, or blob it so it can't disengage anymore. Strength and honor.